Welcome back to Demolition Worker, where we break down massive structures and explore the fascinating journey of recycled industrial materials today. In our last incredible episode, we witnessed the complete dismantling of a gigantic commercial airplane that had retired from the sky. Now, a massive mountain of metal scrap remains on the tarmac, waiting patiently for its next incredible chapter in this world. The biggest question we always receive after such a massive teardown is simply this: where do all these broken pieces go? Today, we are going to follow this exact pile of airplane scrap directly to a highly advanced industrial metal recycling facility. Huge, heavy-duty transport trucks arrive at the demolition site to carefully load these enormous aluminum chunks for their final journey. Powerful excavators with hydraulic claws grab massive handfuls of the torn fuselage, dropping them heavily into the waiting steel truck beds. This specific scrap consists primarily of high-grade aerospace aluminum, specifically the highly durable Series 2000 and 7000 alloys. These special alloys were originally engineered to withstand extreme atmospheric pressures and intense physical stress during thousands of commercial passenger flights. The loaded trucks slowly drive away from the boneyard, leaving behind the ghost of the magnificent flying machine we previously destroyed. We follow the convoy along the dusty highway, heading towards a massive industrial complex where the true magic of recycling happens. Welcome to the modern recycling plant, a sprawling facility filled with deafening noise, heavy machinery, and the promise of material rebirth. The trucks reverse into a massive unloading bay, dumping tons of twisted airplane aluminum onto the thick concrete floor with force. Front-end loaders quickly push the metallic mountains onto a gigantic steel conveyor belt that slowly moves towards the processing area. The first major step in this transformation process is breaking these large, irregular chunks into much smaller and easily manageable pieces. The conveyor belt feeds the airplane scrap directly into a terrifying industrial shredder equipped with massive rotating steel blades of destruction. These powerful blades effortlessly tear through the aerospace-grade aluminum as if it were nothing more than thin sheets of paper. The deafening sound of crunching metal echoes through the entire facility as the shredder violently reduces the fuselage into tiny fragments. This aggressive shredding process is absolutely crucial because it maximizes the surface area of the metal for the upcoming melting phase. Watching this machine work is incredibly satisfying, as pieces of wings and cabin walls are instantly transformed into uniform metallic chips. However, airplanes are not made entirely of aluminum. They also contain various steel fasteners, titanium bolts, and other completely different materials. To ensure the final recycled product is pure, the shredded material must now pass through a highly sophisticated automated sorting system. The metal chips travel rapidly along another conveyor belt, passing directly underneath a massive and incredibly powerful industrial overhead magnetic separator. This giant magnet instantly pulls out any stray iron or steel pieces, forcefully separating them from the valuable non-magnetic aluminum. You can see the steel bolts flying upward and sticking to the magnetic belt, while the clean aluminum continues moving forward. Next, an advanced eddy current separator is utilized to repel the non-ferrous aluminum chips into a completely separate collection bin. This clever application of electromagnetic physics ensures that only the highest quality aluminum fragments proceed to the final, crucial melting stage. We now have a massive pile of purified aluminum chips gleaming brightly under the harsh fluorescent lights of the recycling facility. It is truly hard to believe that this pile of small, shiny fragments was once soaring high above the fluffy clouds. A specialized loader scoops up these clean aluminum chips and carefully transports them toward the heart of the entire recycling operation. We have finally arrived at the smelting department, where intense heat will completely erase the previous physical form of this metal. The shredded aluminum is slowly fed into the gaping mouth of a massive electric arc furnace that radiates an incredible heat. This beast of a machine operates at temperatures exceeding 660 degrees Celsius, the exact melting point of aluminum. Inside the roaring furnace, powerful electrical currents arc between giant carbon electrodes, generating an intense thermal energy that melts the metal. The solid aluminum chips quickly begin to soften and lose their shape, surrendering to the overwhelming power of the extreme temperature. Within minutes, the solid metal completely transitions into a glowing pool of liquid, bubbling and churning violently inside the fiery cauldron. Peering through the protective viewing glass, the molten aluminum looks exactly like a mesmerizing pool of dangerously hot and glowing silver. Impurities that survived the initial sorting process now float to the surface of the molten pool, creating a dark, crusty layer. This layer of waste is called slag, and skilled operators use long steel rakes to carefully skim it off the top. Removing the slag is a highly dangerous but absolutely necessary task to guarantee the absolute purity of the final aluminum product. With the impurities completely removed, we are left with a massive vat of perfectly clean, brilliantly glowing, and pure liquid aluminum. The furnace operator carefully tilts the massive crucible, allowing the glowing molten metal to pour out in a thick, shining stream. The intense heat radiating from the flowing liquid metal is so powerful that you can feel it from several meters away. This beautiful river of liquid fire is precisely directed into a series of heavy rectangular iron molds waiting on a conveyor. Each mold is systematically filled to the very brim with the glowing metallic soup, perfectly capturing the bright essence of rebirth. As the molds slowly move along the cooling line, the molten aluminum begins to rapidly lose its intense bright orange glow. The surface of the liquid metal gradually solidifies, turning from a blinding bright yellow into a dull and solid silver gray. A gentle spray of cold water is applied to the outside of the heavy molds, accelerating the crucial thermal cooling process. Thick clouds of white steam billow up into the factory air as the cold water meets the intensely hot iron molds. Once completely cooled and solidified, the molds are automatically inverted, dropping the newly formed solid aluminum blocks onto a waiting platform. These heavy rectangular blocks are known in the metallurgical industry as ingots, and they represent the purest form of recycled aluminum. Each gleaming ingot weighs hundreds of kilograms and contains the recycled structural essence of the mighty commercial airplane we previously dismantled. Robotic arms carefully stack these massive silver ingots into neat, towering pyramids, preparing them for their final shipment from the facility. It is an incredibly beautiful sight to behold, a true testament to human engineering and our modern commitment to environmental sustainability. These solid ingots will now be loaded onto freight trains and shipped to various manufacturing plants located all across the country. At those secondary facilities, these massive blocks of metal will be reheated and rolled into incredibly thin sheets of flexible aluminum. And here is the most fascinating part of this entire recycling journey that truly highlights the incredible magic of materials science. The exact same aluminum that once formed the aerodynamic wings of a massive passenger jet has found a completely new purpose. Tomorrow, this highly refined aerospace-grade metal might be stamped and molded into the shiny cylindrical body of a soda can. When you purchase a cold, refreshing drink from the local supermarket, you might literally be holding a piece of aviation history. That simple beverage container in your hand could have easily traveled millions of miles through the freezing stratosphere during its lifetime. This profound realization completely changes how we view everyday objects and the hidden historical journeys they have quietly undertaken before arriving. Aluminum is a truly miraculous material because it can be endlessly recycled without ever losing its fundamental strength or structural integrity. Unlike plastic or purpur, which slowly degrade over time, this resilient metal retains its original high-quality properties through infinite life cycles. The energy required to recycle this scrap aluminum is only 5% of the energy needed to mine brand new bauxite. This massive reduction in energy consumption makes aluminum recycling one of the most environmentally friendly industrial processes on our entire planet. By breaking down that retired airplane, we have successfully prevented thousands of tons of valuable metal from rotting in a landfill. We have also saved millions of watts of electrical energy and significantly reduced harmful carbon emissions released into our fragile atmosphere. The demolition industry is often misunderstood as a purely destructive force, but today you have witnessed its truly creative underlying nature. We do not simply destroy things for fun. We carefully dismantle the obsolete past to provide essential building blocks for tomorrow. Every single rivet, panel, and structural beam we tear down is meticulously processed to ensure absolutely nothing goes to unnecessary waste. The magnificent iron birds that faithfully carried millions of passengers across vast oceans have finally completed their long and noble service. But rather than rusting away in a forgotten desert graveyard, they are granted a beautiful and highly productive second industrial life. They are gracefully reborn in the intense fires of the smelting furnace, emerging as pure potential, ready to serve humanity again. This is the perfect life cycle of modern industrial materials, a continuous, beautiful loop of creation, destruction, and ultimate glorious metallic rebirth. It brings a deep sense of poetic justice to know that such magnificent flying machines are treated with this utmost respect. The legacy of the airplane continues, not in the clouds, but in the hands of people enjoying a simple, cold beverage. As we watch the final truckload of shiny aluminum ingots depart the recycling facility, we feel a profound sense of accomplishment. Our heavy demolition workout on the dusty tarmac was only the very first step in this incredible journey of transformation. The real heroes are the brilliant engineers and dedicated workers operating these massive recycling plants with such incredible precision and care. They work tirelessly around the clock, managing extreme heat and dangerous heavy machinery to keep our modern material economy moving forward. Without these advanced smelting facilities, our world would be completely buried under massive, unmanageable mountains of discarded industrial and commercial waste. So the next time you finish a simple can of soda, please take a brief moment to appreciate its shiny metal. Remember the intense heat, the massive shredders, and the incredible journey it took to reach your hand in that specific form. Make sure you always toss that empty can into a recycling bin so this beautiful, endless loop of rebirth can continue. Who knows, maybe your recycled soda can will eventually be melted down and forged into the wing of a future spaceship. The possibilities of recycled aluminum are truly limitless, bound only by the creative imagination and innovative spirit of future human generations. This entire process perfectly illustrates how modern science and heavy industry can work harmoniously together to protect our precious natural environment. We are incredibly proud to play our small but crucial role in this massive global effort of sustainable industrial material management. Demolishing a giant airplane is certainly thrilling, but watching its twisted remains transform into pure silver ingots is deeply, profoundly satisfying. It gives our dangerous and dirty daily work a much deeper meaning, knowing we are actively contributing to a better future. We hope you have enjoyed this fascinating behind-the-scenes look at the miraculous journey from a discarded airplane to pure aluminum. Our mission is to always show you the hidden reality behind the massive structures and complex machines that shape our world. There are still so many more incredible demolition projects and fascinating recycling journeys waiting for us to explore in the future. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss another exciting episode of our heavy industrial adventures. Thank you so much for joining us today on this incredible journey of destruction, fiery transformation, and ultimate glorious metallic rebirth. Until our next massive teardown project, stay safe out there, and thanks for watching another exciting episode of Demolition Worker today.